Hey everybody, this is your pal IceCat79 coming at you with another stream. Since it's the Steam sale, bought a couple extra games, and I'm going to play one right now that I've been kind of wanting to play, and I decided that it would be a really good game to just stream as I'm going through and playing it, rather than just kind of doing random videos. I might as well go through a whole game and stream the whole game as I'm playing. Um, the game that we're gonna play is called Her Story, and from what I kind of get, it's kind of like a video evidence sort of game where you piece together a story or something. Um, Seems kind of cool and interesting. Um, and I tried this about half an hour ago, and I went like 15, 20 minutes and realized that I wasn't streaming. Um, that's how it goes sometimes. And then I realized that I didn't have the audio all right, so I think I got it done. I think I got it good. So yeah, let's give it a shot. Let's try and play this game and see what we can find out. Um, Kind of sucks a little bit. Let me adjust my camera just a tad here. There we go. It kind of sucks a little bit because yes, indeed, I did play about 10 to 15 minutes of it already. But I'll just kind of still go over everything, and um, we'll go through it and see what takes place here. So let me get it booted up, and let's get the end game going here. So I just gotta get it booted up. I got a different screen system, so if you see me looking this way, I'm looking at a second monitor. Actually, I could probably put a another camera there because I do have two of them hooked up, but I'm not gonna. So let's just start this and turn this on. There we go. Hopefully it's all good in the hood and everybody can see everything. My camera's on a taller monitor that I have set up here, so I'll try not to move around too much, but I might. Put it down that way. That's good. All right. All right. Let's play this. See what's going on here. So the game really doesn't start off with too much here, and I didn't. Oh, here. Let me get back to. Here we go. We'll start from the beginning. I just did a quick test run a second ago to actually see what was going on here. Make sure everything recorded right, but let's play for real now. So it doesn't really give you much of an introduction as far as what to do. It's a little bit confusing. I'm still not sure I completely get it, but I kind of get it. It's definitely a unique game, something different. Relies a lot on searching and that sort of thing. So basically, when it starts, this is all you really see. Is yeah, this. Basically, it's like a database type thing, and I was confused as what to do. So what you kind of got to do is you got to move this over here, and you're gonna see things just like a regular computer would that you would. So you want to just click on the README, and it'll go through some information here, and I'll read this off. Let's see, and don't mock my reading skills because they're not that awesome. It says, computer technology is the backbone of modern police work. The Logic database is one of many continuing efforts to digitize our workflow and preserve evidence in a manner which will allow you to work more efficiently. In the coming years, the computer will continue to be the most valuable item in your crime-fighting toolkit. This database contains footage transferred from the existing homicide and serious crimes tape archive at Portsmouth. It has been automatically stored using our ASR technology. Each statement made by the interview participants is stored separately so they can be tagged for submission to court. The audio has been digitally stenographed. I can't pronounce that word. Stenographed, yeah. and the content of the testimony is attached to each clip. To review each clip, type in word example robbery into the search field. Click the search and the database will return all clips in which the speaker uses that word. To narrow the search, use multiple words. Example, robbery supermarket, if you are working from a printed transcript. You can be even more precise. Use inverted commas to search for an exact match against the entire statement. Example as would be like someone saying, yes, I was there. To stop a clip or to store a clip for later reference, click add to session. Also, if you wish to add additional tags of your own to help for future searches, please use the user tags box and type in your desired tags. For any further assistance, please contact your department's information technology representative. Police Transformation and Technology Organization. That's a lot. That's a mouthful right there. And then what we'll see here is down here they have this this really readme text, which gives you a little bit more information. So it says, hey, here's the database. I filed a Freedom of Information form to get you guest access. Everything seems to work. They transferred the videos off the original tapes in 1999, and then the Y2K thing hit, and they got mothballed. No one has touched them since. I couldn't find the server with the detectives footage on. Possibly those tapes got damaged when the old archives were flooded in 97, but figured this would be enough. Take your time. So that's basically all that it tells you. What you'll notice as we go through these videos here, as the thing said, is that we don't have the detective side of the videos. So it's basically just the the person who we're interviewing. It's theirs. And we can see in here, let's just kind of look at fun things here. I don't know what this mirror game is. I don't know if I really want to test that out right now, but this is kind of neat. I'm sure people have seen this before, but I don't think it really has anything to do with anything crazy, but it's weird. This one's for the moms here. Classic two-player strategy for lunchtime gaming. Enjoy. Which I'm guessing they're talking about the mirror game here. But it's got a face of a person. That's kind of weird. Cracks with glass. Looks like it's just maybe a cracked game that they pretend to put on the computer. We'll check that out at a later date. But let's really kind of get into this. Let's look at everything else here. This is kind of cool. There's a clock. There's a database checker, which I don't even really care to click on right at the moment. I don't know what it does. It does this. That's interesting. And there's a clock. So nothing too crazy. It's pretty minimalistic. But they, as you can see, they already put in a search term here for you, murder. So basically we're investigating a murder from what I'm seeing here. So let's just hit search. And let's see here, it comes up with some videos. So let's just kind of play some of these videos and see what we can find out. Let's play this one.
You think it's murder? I mean, clearly it's murder. What can I do to help?
Let's play this one.
Yeah, that's me. But February, that was months ago. What's that got to do with Simon's murder?
Well, now we know that we have to look for someone named Simon, so we could put his name in here. So we're going to do that. Simon. Oh, I didn't want to play it again. Yeah, we know that's you. Nice. So I'm just going to keep that on here, close that out, and hopefully that keeps the tag. Yep, it does. Good. Good, good, good. So let's listen to this one.
I didn't murder Simon. You've got it wrong. You've got the wrong person.
Okay, so she's claiming that she didn't murder Simon. What does this one say?
I'd like to speak to a lawyer now. Please. You have no murder weapon. You have nothing. And all these stories we've been telling each other, just that. Stories.
That seems a little, that seems a little suspicious. Just by her facial expressions and everything, that's kind of strange. Well, since she mentioned Simon, let's look up good old Simon here. Let's see who Simon is. Dang, 61 entries. So it looks like it's gonna limit me to the first 5 entries of what it finds, which kind of sucks. It'd be nice if it actually do more, but that's alright. What is this thing? Let's type this and see what it does real quick. Oh, it's just my search query. Nice. Alright, well, let's watch this one. Let's just kind of watch them all in a row and see what we can piece together.
Simon Smith. He works at Ernst Brothers Glass. They do windows, all kinds of glass. Simon does the more special work, mirror making, feature windows, artistic things, really beautiful things.
Okay, what we're gonna do is let's tag that with what she said. It's Ernst Brothers, because we might need to look that up later. So we'll just we'll keep that one around because we want to look into that maybe a little bit later. That's something that might be good to search for. But let's listen to the other clips here first.
Simon is 6 foot, darkish blonde hair, average build. He's clean shaven. If his beard grows, it goes ginger, so he shaves it. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with ginger hair.
Yes, there
I bought
is.
a photo.
Sorry if you're a ginger, I'm kidding.
This was taken last year on holiday in Rome. It's the best one I have.
I can't remember right. Did this one say his name, his full name?
Simon.
Oh, yep, it did.
Simon Smith. He works
Okay.
at Ernst Brothers Glass. They do
ERNST?
windows, all kinds of glass.
ERNST. I'll make sure I spelled it right so that when I look it up later, it's good. I'm going to do a comma, and then I'm going to go... I think that'll be the next thing that we'll look up is the name Simon Smith. So just going to close that out. Make sure that those tags are still there. Yep. Good. Let's continue on. I mean, we have Simon up. We might as well just continue looking what we want here.
It's the Rockington Arms, the Rock. It's run by a nice couple, Peter and Susan. There's some other regulars there that Simon likes to drink with, and the barmaid they're having sometimes, Helen. Peter said Simon had been in and had a few drinks.
Okay. Well, let's kind of put some things in here. Let's put in Rockington Arms. Let's go Peter and Susan. I mean, we might as well put in that they're the owners. And then let's go Helen, because that seems like a name we might want to remember. And let's remember that she's the barmaid. There, let's save that to our session here so we can look up these different ones. So we're going to save that to that one. And one other thing that I gotta quick do here is, sorry, I'm gonna place this on a quick pause just for 2 seconds, just because I want to put in the information of the game that I'm playing here so that if I do have viewers, they can, yeah, they can also know what game that I'm playing. Because I'm sure not a lot of people stream this game. It might be interesting to watch. So let's put in, putting in what's the story, Morning Glory. That'll be the title, English. And the game is her story. I'm going to update that information. Sweet, it's updated. I don't know how that's going to show, but whatevs. And since I'm here, I might as well change this one real quick too. Properties. Not Victor Vran anymore. Her story. Okie day. Alright, let's go back to the game now. Now that that's all taken care of. And let's shut this off right quick. There, that'll be a little bit better. Alright, back to it. So, we watched that, we know that this is the Rockington Arms, it seems to be a bar of some sort. And Peter and Susan are there, Helen's the barmaid. Let's play this.
Yes, there's an Amstrad one. No one uses it for very much. There's a printer so you can write letters on it. Simon sometimes plays games, you know, Climb the Tower, Save the Princess, that kind of thing.
Amstrad, I don't know what that is. So we're going to add that to the session, because that's might be something we need later on.
Simon isn't the type to run off or do anything crazy. Someone must have done something to him, or there must have been some kind of accident. So what do we do next?
And I'm hoping I'm not really messing it up, but I'm going to turn up the volume just a bit on this. Just because I'm worried about it being hard to hear on the stream and nobody's watching, so they can't tell me if it's good or not. But if it's too loud, then my bad. But I want it to be at least be heard, because it's kind of quiet and hard to hear the audio. So far, it's kind of a cool game. So why don't let's look up Simon's whole name first. See if we get anything different. Nope, not really. So let's look up Helen. Maybe? Helen or Peter and Susan? Not finding anything there. Let's go. Nothing on Peter. except the one that we already know, because we know we got that one down there. That match is pretty much there. Susan? Can we find anything on her? Nothing there. Rockington, let's see if we find anything there. Nope. How about, let's search for Helen. She's the barmaid. Wow, look at that. Now we got something. Let's see what she's all about.
No. I think he spoke to Helen. She said he was upset about her argument, but I'm not sure what else he said. He likes Helen. He likes blondes.
Okay, so we know that Simon and Helen were friends and that they had an argument. Not Simon and Helen, but whoever this lady is. I doubt we'll find anything with blondes. Oh, sure enough will. Let's see what we got here. But I kind of want to look up about the argument. Let's see what we got. See if this tells us anything.
Could the hairs have come from somewhere else? I mean, could they... We have a lot of dolls in the attic. There's a Rapunzel doll with long blonde hair. Could they have come from there?
Hairs, so they found hairs. Let's type that in here. I don't know why, but let's just do it. And we'll call that just a piece of evidence. We'll just EVIDENCE. Put it that way so that if I look up evidence, that'll come up. Play. Oh no, not play. Let's just close that. That's interesting. Let's see what this one is.
This other person doesn't exist. I don't know what the blonde wig is, but it could be anything. Have you looked at the cat flap?
Let's try blonde wig. Evidence. So necessarily we don't need to have, oh no, we need that one. But we know that there's a blonde wig. Why does she have a guitar? That seems weird. She's gonna sing us a song? Alright.
You want me to play something? I'm not the world's greatest guitar player. Okay. Probably needs tuning. No. It's okay. How about a traditional ballad? Should be right up your street. There were two sisters came walking by the sea. Oh, the wind and the rain. The eldest one pushed the other one in. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain.
What a great, uplifting song.
So they both had a love for the captain's son. Oh, the wind and the rain. But he only cared for the youngest one. All the dreadful wind.
Yep, that wind and rain. It'll do it.
The eldest envied her sister fair. Oh, the wind and the rain. With a pretty little face and her long blonde hair. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. So she pushed her in and held her down. Oh, the wind and the rain watched her as she slowly
That was okay, strange. Let's just put in that that's a song. Song. Just by looking at her face, I mean, I don't know if I want to replay it again, but I noticed her face and she looked pretty happy while she was singing that. That's kind of interesting. Alright, well, we just watched that, did we not? Why isn't it marked off as seen?
You want me to load it down?
Well, that's stupid. I did watch this whole thing. I just did. We might have found a flaw in the game. No, I don't want you to play something.
I'm not the world's greatest guitar player. Okay? Probably needs tuning.
Alright, so anyway, just watch her face as she's singing this song. That's kind of weird.
How about a traditional ballad? Should be right up your street.
I really don't want to listen to this song again.
There were two sisters came walking by the sea. Oh, the wind and the rain. The eldest one pushed the other one in. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain.
Oh,
So they both had
but
a
look how
love
happy
of
she
the
gets
sun.
when she's talking about, like,
Oh, the wind and the rain.
holding people's heads down and stuff.
For the youngest one, all the dreadful wind. Oh, the eldest envied her sister fair. Oh, the wind and the rain, with a pretty little face and her long blonde hair. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. So she pushed her in and held her down. Oh, the wind and the rain watched her as she slowly drowned. Oh, the
Yeah, that smile, like, right in there.
oh, she floated up and she floated down. Oh, the wind and the rain floated till a ship came by. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. Out comes the captain's son. Oh, the wind and the rain. Father dear, here swims and swan. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. And then it gets really weird, so I think that's a good place to stop.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, and it's still not gone. Like, I'll just have to remember that I watched that one. We looked up blondes. We looked up Helen. Let's look up, like I said, I wanted to look up, they said that she had an argument, so let's look into that. Argument. Okay, so here's a couple new ones. We already got this one that we watched. I don't know what that one is. Probably nothing. Probably just her saying they had an argument. So let's check this one out.
So, it was Friday evening. We had an argument. He left. On Saturday, he didn't come back. I waited all day. He was supposed to go help Eric out with something on the Saturday afternoon. They had a job. He didn't show. So Eric was ringing on the phone. I checked at the Rock, that's our local. They said they'd seen him on the Friday night, but not since. He still wasn't back this morning. It just isn't like him at all. Still not back by dinner time. It's getting dark again. So I decided to come see you.
So I'm gonna play that one more time just so I can get the days. So Friday and Saturday, Friday night they had the argument. Saturday he didn't show back up. Then when I say she said Sunday
So
was
it was Friday evening. We had an argument. He left. On Saturday he didn't come back. I waited all day. He was supposed to go help Eric out with something on the Saturday afternoon.
Saturday afternoon.
He
Okay.
didn't show. So Eric was ringing on the phone. I checked at the Rock, that's our local. They said they'd seen him on the Friday night, but not since. He still wasn't back this morning. Just isn't like him at all. Still not back by dinner time. It's getting dark again, so I decided to come see you. His parents haven't heard anything either.
Okay. That's interesting. So we know the argument happened on Friday. I think that's relevant information to write down? No, I mean I know about like argument. I don't think it's relevant.
There's no couple stuff. A stupid argument, nothing specific. No one knows how to push your buttons better than those we're close to.
Okay.
No. I mean, yes, we have arguments, but he never runs off. He always comes back. We make up. It's always that way.
Huh.
Yes. He left after the argument. It was about 8 o'clock.
Okay, so he left after an argument. Huh. Well, we got something new. So let's look up Eric, because we know that Eric is his partner, right? At the or at least has some affiliation with him at the glass company. So let's look up Eric. See who Eric is. And looks like we're looking up the right things. We're on the right path. Let's see. Let's play this one. See what we can find out.
He was wearing a shirt,
Oh, well, that's good.
blue turtleneck shirt and jeans. He has a watch. It's a really nice one. That was a gift from his boss, Eric. He had his coat, a long grey duffel coat, like Paddington Bear. He would have taken that with him. It's not in the house.
Okay, that watch seems pretty important. So let's go for watch evidence. We're going to keep that on there. We'll add that to the session. Just as something to have a reference for. Let's see what this is.
Yes, there's a car that we share, a Cavalier, and a van he uses for work. It's owned by Eric, but we look after it. Both of them are there now, parked in the street. I'm not sure about the keys for the van. I can look for you when I get back.
Well, let's put in van as a piece of evidence or a clue. That's interesting.
Yes, that would be in his wallet. It's a Visa, a silver one. He doesn't like to spend money he doesn't have, so he usually pays with cash, but Eric convinced him to get one.
Eric convinced him to get a card, huh? And if he usually pays with cash and doesn't like to spend money he doesn't have, why would he need to get a card? That's interesting. But it didn't really say anything about the watch.
Eric was like an uncle to him. They were pretty close. They spend a lot of time with each other, especially when they have to go to conferences. Have you met his wife, Diane?
Diane, there's a good clue. Alright, let's look up Diane. Oh, Diane. Oh, we listened to whatever this one was. Let's watch this one.
Diane is really nice. She helps out with the glaziers, organises the Christmas party, that sort of thing. They have 2 kids, really sweet kids. She used to look out for me when I worked there.
Okay. They have kids. I'm just gonna take this with Diane. I don't think that's anything important we need. Let's see what this is. She's in different.
Yeah, that's Simon's watch. It was a gift from Eric. He got it this year. It was a wedding anniversary gift. Steel. It would have been Diane who chose it. She has really nice taste. That time, you must eliminate me. I was in Glasgow then.
That time. Maybe the watch died? Oh, we'll just leave that as is. Oh, here she is with a guitar. Is she gonna sing us another song?
Not really. He would go to the pub. He had his drinking buddies there, but no one ever really came back to the house. Sometimes Eric, his boss, and his wife would come over for dinner. That would be us returning the favour. Diane is a really good cook, into her trendy ingredients. And the last time Simon cooked something off MasterChef, he got the recipe off CFAX, and I did my Lloyd Grossman bit, commenting from the sidelines. I had to find fennel from the supermarket. Have you ever eaten fennel?
Fennel, huh? Alright, well, we'll look up fennel in a second. And the only reason that I know that is, I have to admit, so far with this stuff that I looked up, it's kind of stuff that I looked up previous, but I'm playing kind of dumb just so, you can see how to work the game. But what I had last time is when she mentioned fennel, an achievement popped up for Steam that said something about, have you ever eaten fennel? So that kind of clued me in as to maybe I should look up fennel. So I'm going to look that up in a second here, but let's listen to this last clip and see what's going on there. It was just kind of weird that, they would leave that at that. I did watch that. I don't know why it's annoying.
Simon and Eric arguing? No, I can't imagine they'd be arguing. And they get on so well. Unless it was something to do with work. Maybe Simon was being too much of a perfectionist. But I don't know. You should ask Diane.
Well, we already typed in Diane and got this. Let's, for the fun of it, I already watched this. I don't know why it's not saying that I
Not
did.
really. He would go to the pub. He had his drinking buddies there, but no one ever really came back to the house. Sometimes Eric, his boss, and his wife would come over for dinner. That would be us returning the favour. Diane is a really good cook, into her trendy ingredients.
Her
And
trendy
the last time
ingredients.
Simon cooked something off MasterChef, he got the recipe off CFAX, and I did my Lloyd Grossman bit, commenting from the sidelines. I had to find fennel from the supermarket. Have you ever eaten fennel?
Alright. I don't know why that's not doing that. That's so weird. I bet it's a game bug or something like that. Alright, anyway, let's type in fennel. Fennel, see what we find. Nothing. The Diane. I can't remember what I searched for from here. Did I spell it right? Maybe? Let's see what C-E-E-F-E-X? Cefex? I don't know what that was. Oops, not this stupid thing. I searched for fennel. I was listening, watching the thing about Diane. Watch. We didn't type in Ernst Brothers yet, did we? Ernst. No. I don't know what else to type in at this point. What other things did we have that we wanted to look into? Van. Watch. Let's try Amstrad. A-M-S-T-R-A-D. T-R-A-D. Nope. I don't know how to spell fennel. I probably looked it up wrong, didn't I? Oh, I don't know what I typed in here. Okay, let's just look at these. This is interesting.
Black coffee, thanks. No sugar. Sweet enough as it is. My name is Hannah. H-A-N-N-A-H. It's palindrome. It reads the same backwards as forwards. It doesn't work if you mirror it though, it's not quite symmetrical, but well, you get the idea. Sorry. Hannah Smith, I live at 31 Gladstone Street.
Hannah Smith is her name. Hannah Smith. Let's just say suspect. Let's leave that one there. Let's see, what ones can we get rid of? Let's see. The watch, we don't need that one. We know that there's a watch. We tried looking for this, Amstrad. Ernst Brothers Glass and Simon Smith. We know that, so we're gonna keep that one. Okay. I wish there was a way to remove these from here. Oh, it's already there. We're gonna look up Hannah in a second here, since that's her name. But let's see what this is.
A mobile phone? Yeah. Well, they have one for the Glaziers, but it's only for work. I can't remember the number. Oh, it's in the kitchen. I saw it plugged into its charging cradle.
Okay, well, we know there was a phone. Let's type in Hannah here. Well, this looks interesting. That's saying her name. Maybe I should type in Hannah Smith. I don't know. I think I like Hannah better. That gives us more results.
What are you doing talking about Eve?
Ooh, who's Eve? That's weird. Let's type in Eve, because that's interesting. Who's Eve? Let's see what this is. It almost seemed to me that she, with that tapping, I don't know, it just seems strange. Like, one hand was tapping, the other hand was tapping. I mean, you know, that's probably normal, but maybe I'm looking into it too much, but maybe, like, multiple personalities? That'd be kind of crazy. Probably not, though, but we'll find out.
Yes, my name is Hannah Smith. Oh, shit. Sorry.
Huh. Why would she be sorry?
Across the road, where my parents first lived there, was a midwife called Florence. When Hannah was born, I was born at the same time. The midwife was there to help. I'd been throttled by the cord, probably wrapped around my neck by Hannah. The midwife told my mother I was dead. But I wasn't. She wrote all this stuff in a diary. Amazing what people will admit to on paper.
Now that is... Whoa. Okay, that must mean that I'm possibly doing the right thing. That was kind of a weird silhouette looking thing. I want to see if it happens again after I play this. Let's try it.
Admit to on paper.
Nope, I don't see it. That is interesting, though. Very interesting. Huh. So I'm thinking that there may be split personalities. I would definitely allude to that. Did I put... Yeah, I put down Eve in that one. That's a weird... Oh, I want to put this down because it's Florence. Suspect. I'm going to add that to session.
She recognized me from the window. She told me to come inside, and she hid me. They had made the attic into a place where Hannah could play. There was a dollhouse. She hid me up there. No one else ever went into the attic. It was her place.
Huh. That's very very interesting. That just makes it like it really. Did she lie about her name then when she was here in the blue? You know what? I wonder if I can look it up by date and time. Let's see. That one, 1917-46. Let's see, 18-8-94. 18-8-94. Maybe I can look it up by that. Let's see. 18-8-94. Is that how they have it here? Is it 8 or a 6?
It's the Rockington Arms.
6.
The Rock. It's run by.
Let's see if we can look it up by date. Maybe that'll give us an idea. Nope. Can't look it up by date. Alright, well. So, let's go Florence. Let's see what she's all about. Let's listen to a little bit of the story about Flo.
Florence took me home with her. Mother hadn't been expecting twins and had a healthy baby. I guess she was just happy for Florence to clean up. Take away the evidence that this was anything but a happy occasion.
Okay, well, we know that Florence... There's twins.
Florence raised me in her home. I never left it. She kept me out of sight. It wasn't odd for people to see a midwife with a baby, carrying in supplies, washing nappies, that sort of thing. I never knew any different. I grew up looking out of my window and seeing her across the road. I thought it was like a reflection in the mirror. She was me.
She was me. Okay.
Florence was a warm, kind person. But she was broken, I guess.
Well, yeah, she kept
When
you
I
locked in
found
a
her
room.
diary, I also found a biscuit tin with other stuff in it. Older papers, letters, that kind of thing. Her story wasn't there. I never really spoke to her about it. I was far too young to really understand, I guess. I just put it together later, once I was older. She had loved children, planned to have a large family, but her husband died in the war. And that was back when you married for life. She never felt like she could marry again. Isn't that strange? She was a widow from her 20s. But, I mean, I guess it was different then. You know, you married for life and she felt she could never marry again. I guess it was harder, a war widow. One of the dead. I don't know, maybe there was more to it than that. I don't really know.
There's part of me that wonders if this is actually two people, because obviously they're twins. Huh.
No, it was just me and her. It was the name they were going to call their first child. They talked about it and were going to try when he came back. Florence's family had a history of firstborn girls, so they were convinced it was going to be a girl. Mm. It's hard to know if this is all true. These are stories I remember that I read when I was a child. Maybe I misread, maybe I misunderstood. Sometimes it's hard to remember what happened last week.
Huh. That's kind of strange. Let's look up letters. Or 10. Because if I was an investigator, I would ask what was in the 10. Or she said story. Alright, let's see what we find out here.
It wasn't the present so much, it was one of those arguments that had been simmering for a while. The present was a mirror, a nice mirror. He'd engraved the glass, the kind of mirror a princess would have in a story. He made it specially for me.
Okay, that's talking about a mirror.
It's Rapunzel. The story starts when she's born. Mother Gothel, a witch, takes Rapunzel from her parents and keeps her locked up in this tower. Rapunzel gets pregnant by the prince, and Mother Gothel is furious, so she cuts off her hair and throws it. Actually, her hair's already short here, so that's already happened. So she throws her into the wilderness, and Rapunzel is reunited with the prince, who's blind. But she kills him with her tears, and so it's a happy ending. Is that too much?
Okay, we're gonna also look up attic in a little bit here, because that's interesting to me
Yes.
too.
Like a story. A beginning, a middle, and an end.
Okay, that was useless.
Well, she has a knife. She's been cooking, I guess. She's been cooking him his favourite meal. She's his wife. And he's asleep and she doesn't want to wake him because he's ill. That's why she's sad. Because he's ill and he might die. It's kind of a sad story, so I'm not sure how it ends.
Huh. I'm beginning to think that these are two different people that we're seeing.
Well, she wasn't my real mother, but she raised me. Do you want to take the story? It's a real life fairy tale.
Huh. I don't know what to make of this, or if I need to put things down. Maybe we'll type in mother. Let's try, well, let's first try attic so I can see what the heck that's all about. Okay, here's a few other ones.
Yes. I inherited it from my parents, so it made sense to move back. Me and Simon. Felt like going back to old ways before the pregnancy. Reminded me of being a girl, a dollhouse in the attic, old things. We didn't sleep in my parents' bedroom for a long time. We decorated it as soon as we moved in, but it was another year before we started sleeping there.
Huh. This might be Hannah.
Yes, I read a lot as a child and watched lots of TV. Then the doll's house we had, we still have in the attic. It's kind of a fairy castle. We used to play up there and make up our own stories.
Which is weird because she's saying that no one ever went up there.
I'm not sure where the dollhouse came from. I don't know if it was given to them or they inherited it. I mean, they wouldn't have had the money to buy it. It was so huge. It must have been taken up to the attic in parts and then reassembled up there. It's a beautiful thing. Wallpaper to scale, little furniture, the lights work, mirrors, beds, duvets and pillows. We spent hours and hours playing in it, invented all these characters and families who lived there. We wrote paperwork for them all, passports, diaries, and gave them all really elaborate stories. Once, a moth got trapped in there. We'd left a light on. It was making the most horrendous noise. We tried to kill it, but it was tough. We ended up crushing it under a copy of the Arabian Nights.
Okay. Well, now we got a dollhouse.
The legal stuff was completed very quickly. Hannah moved back in with Simon. Eric gave Simon the week off to help with the move. He decorated, modernised wallpaper, curtains. Hannah insists the attic be left as it was, dollhouse and all. Simon never went up there.
Let's look up twins. Okay.
Twins? Really? Are you really asking me that question?
Yeah, I am.
Are you out of your mind? Twins?
Okay.
There were always princes and princesses. They were the special people, more important than the other characters in their stories. We knew we were like that. Twins. Magical. We were the princesses. We had a poster of Princess Diana from the newspaper up in our attic. Had a pride of place. And underneath we used to put all our special things. When her engagement was announced, we were obsessed with everything she did. And later, when her life went so bad, we felt for her. Her divorce last year just kind of drew a line under things.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know where to go from here. Like... Susan. Nothing there. Let's look up the rock.
Oh God, I don't know. I mean, I guess the rock. We've spoken to everyone there. Someone must have seen where he went. I don't know. So many things could have gone wrong. No, no one has been in the last few weeks. We had a plumber come in 3-4 weeks ago. Someone Simon knew from the rock.
Plumber. Alright. There's twins. Let's look up house.
Sure. Yes, of course, if that would help. Will you phone the house to let me know when you want to come round? Then I can make sure that I'm there.
Okay.
He has a wallet, a huge, silly thing, leather, real leather, I think. He packs it full of stuff, business cards, receipts, lottery tickets. He always carries it in his back pocket. I think that's why he's got a bad back. He sets the discs. I haven't seen it, so he must have it on him. He always takes it out of his back pocket before when he comes in, if he's in the house.
Huh.
I wasn't in the house.
You weren't in the house.
I wasn't in the house all of Friday night. After the argument, after Simon left, I left too. I was upset and I wanted to get away, so I took the car.
Let's type in van. I really want to know more about Florence. Alright, we looked that up. We looked up Diane. Argument. Simon? Oh, there's something new here.
From when I woke up. Okay. I woke up. Simon was already up and he made me birthday breakfast of eggs Benedict. We both had to go to work, so we saved presents till later. I got to work, had some birthday cake, children sang me happy birthday, then I came home. The birthday meal was a takeaway, and Simon gave me his present, which I didn't mind. And after that, we talked about the baby. It turned into a big argument. Simon left. I was furious. I wanted to get as far away as I could and get some space to think. So I left.
That looks weird. Baby? Type that in. Oh. shit.
We spent the wedding night in a hotel in Brighton. It would have been too much to do more. We were saving for the baby. It was wonderful to be in a hotel, away from home, just alone together. Since then, we've always tried to get away for our holiday.
Okay.
We couldn't afford our own place. Simon dropped out of school, went full-time at the Glaziers. That was Eric's generosity. We moved in with his mum and dad. They had a spare room for us and the baby, if it came. It was a nice change, time to myself, living there for those months, full of hope. No, I lost the baby. I had a miscarriage at 8 months. We carried on living at Simon's parents until, well, it was only a few months after.
Okay.
It was after dinner. I'd spoken to Simon's parents on the phone. I looked up for an early night and I suddenly had this thought. I think it was something his mum had said. She'd been speaking about old stuff. Sad stuff, about when we lived there, about the baby. There's some boxes in the cellar, nursery stuff we never needed and I never had the heart to throw out. And I suddenly remembered that when I'd looked down there the week before, those boxes, that pile was in the wrong place. I went cold all over. I went down there with a torch and went straight to the back, and that's when I saw the bin bags.
Bin bags?
Pulled
Garbage
them open,
bags?
saw the body.
Oh.
I screamed, and that's when I called the police.
A body, huh? Okay, well, there's something going on.
Yes. It was a shock to him. I mean, we never thought it was possible. I don't know what he... I mean, I hadn't decided whether to keep the baby. I wasn't really ready to talk to him about it.
Okay, well, let's look up something about body. Oh, is she gonna sing another song? Again? Ugh.
The bruise. I have a really fast metabolism, so stuff like that just comes and goes. I don't know if there's much more that I can tell you that I haven't already told the other policeman. I found the body. His body. It didn't look real.
It's him.
And his throat. It looked like his throat had been cut. And I didn't see his glasses. There's these thick glasses. He doesn't always wear it.
Interesting.
Really? Okay.
Oh, another song. Here we go.
Laid a body on the dock to dry. Oh, the wind and the rain, till a fiddler with a fiddle came walking by. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. And he made a fiddle bow of her long hair. Oh, the the field could play was all the wind and the rain. Yes, the only tune that the field could play was all the dreadful wind and rain. Anything you sing may be used as evidence against you. Can you imagine? I tried to get pregnant too, but it didn't happen. I slept with so many boys, men. My body refused. I think my period stopped because hers had. I was pretty. I mean, how could we stay the same now? I felt like Hannah had really fucked things up. Set us down separate paths. We had become different.
Interesting. That's really... Huh. Well, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna make some quick show notes here. So let's leave this up for the things that, that we want to look up next time. Let's just put in what we know so far. So we know Hannah, and seems to be someone else, possibly. Twins? We know that Simon Smith was killed. Friday, last seen. Had a job with Eric on Diane, Eric's wife. Florence took care of Hannah. Dollhouse and a attic. We know that there was a body found in basement of parents' house. Wind and Rain. Rain song. Here's things to look up next time. Would be Bruise. Mirror. Birthday. Present. I'm just gonna do save other than that one. Under my downloads here. let's just do it on my desktop. Let's call it her story notes. Save. Okay, let's close this out. Let's bring this back up. Let's see. That one might be important. See, I looked up Peter and Susan. Tried to look up Helen, I didn't see much. We'll keep that. I don't think that really need that one in here. The watch. The van. This is the one that's saying about the bruises?
The bruise.
Yes, it is. Bruce. Add to session.
His body didn't look real. It was after dinner. I'd spoken to Sam's parents on the phone. I looked up for an early night and I suddenly had this thought. I think it was something his mum had said.
Okay,
She'd been speaking about old stuff.
this one we're going to add to this session. We're going to tag it with body found. Just so we know where we left off. Alright, well I think for now that might be kind of a good cliffhanger sort of area to leave it at. So I think that's going to be my session for tonight. We'll pick this up soonish, possibly tomorrow. I might play for a little bit and we'll figure out what this is all about. So let me get out of this. Until then, peace out, homies.